The sun was setting behind the jagged mountains, casting a bloody red glow over the rushing waters of Tequendama Falls. The thunderous roar of the cascade echoed across the cliffs, a haunting melody of sorrow and despair. Lucas adjusted his camera strap, staring at the abandoned Hotel del Salto. He had spent years chasing stories of haunted places, but this hotel, known as the Suicide Hotel, had always intrigued him the most. Once a luxurious retreat for Bogotá's elite, it had long been abandoned, earning its sinister reputation after countless guests mysteriously leaped to their deaths. Some said the place was cursed. Others whispered that the ghosts of the Muisca people, who had thrown themselves off the cliffs centuries ago to escape Spanish colonizers, still lingered. Tonight, Lucas would find out for himself. The Hotel of Death. The front doors creaked open, revealing a vast, decaying lobby. The chandeliers, now covered in cobwebs, swayed slightly as if disturbed by an invisible breeze. The air inside was freezing, unnaturally cold for a summer evening. Lucas raised his camera. Click. He glanced at the screen, just peeling wallpaper and broken furniture. But something felt off. He snapped another photo. Click. His breath hitched. In the reflection of a shattered mirror, a woman in a torn white dress stood behind him. Her hair hung over her face, her hands trembling at her sides. Lucas spun around. Nothing. A chill crawled up his spine. He checked his camera again, but the image was now blank, just static. Then from the hallway ahead came a soft, distant whisper. "Jump! Join us!" Lucas hesitated. The hallway was dark, but at the very end, a door stood slightly ajar, a faint yellow glow spilling out. Something about it felt wrong, but he had to see. The room of no return. Lucas stepped cautiously toward the light. The wooden floor groaned under his weight, as if protesting his presence. He reached the door and pushed it open. Inside was a room untouched by time. The bed was perfectly made. The curtains swayed as if in an invisible breeze. On the desk, an old guest book lay open, its pages filled with names. Hundreds of names, each one scrawled in shaky, frantic handwriting. Lucas traced his fingers over the most recent name, written in fresh black ink. Lucas Herrera, his own name. His blood ran cold. A sudden gust of wind slammed the door shut behind him. The lamp flickered wildly and the temperature plunged. Then, footsteps, software slow, coming from the window. Lucas turned. The woman in white was there, her head tilted unnaturally to the side. Her black, hollow eyes bore into him. She took a step forward, then another. Lucas tried to move, but his body wouldn't respond. It was as if an invisible force held him in place. She raised a trembling hand and pointed to the window. Beyond it, the rushing waters of Tequendama Falls roared in the moonlight. "Jump," she whispered. Lucas felt his feet move, not by his own will. He was being pulled forward, his vision blurred. The voices in the room grew louder, hundreds of whispers overlapping, pleading, screaming. "Join us! Jump! Come home!" His hands reached for the window frame. One more step, and then a scream, loud, piercing, not from him, from behind. The pull on his body released instantly. He stumbled back, gasping. He turned. Standing in the doorway was another woman, but she wasn't like the others. Her skin was pale, but her eyes, they were human, sad, desperate. "Leave, now," she whispered. Lucas didn't hesitate. He sprinted past her, down the hall, through the lobby, and out into the night. The moment he crossed the threshold of the hotel, the whisper stopped. The wind died, the air warmed. Lucas collapsed onto the ground, his heart hammering. Slowly, he turned back to look at the hotel. Up in the second-floor window, the woman in white stood motionless, staring down at him. And next to her, the woman who had saved him, their faces identical. The last photo. Lucas never spoke of that night, but when he developed the photos on his camera, he found one final picture he had never taken. It was a shot of the hotel's window, and in it, a woman in white, smiling.